Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you guys all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick your card reading, we're doing a message from your inner child. We do have 3 crystals out for you guys to choose from today. For group number 1, you are going to be this Jade. For group number 2, you're going to be the Snowflake Obsidian. And then for group number 3, you are going to be the Pink Flower Agate, which has a little spot on it. I will give you guys a closer look. We're going to pull 3 cards for you guys today and see what message does your inner child have for you at this time. If you do feel drawn to a crystal already, you can go ahead and skip right to the timestamp. So group number 1 with the Jade, what message does your inner child have for you at this time? We have card number 20, a merry motive. Group 2. We have Earth Magic, card 1. And group number 3 with the Pink Flower Agate. We have card number 26, Great Big Love. Okay, so let's take a closer look. Group 1, card number 20, a merry motive. Group 2, we have Earth Magic with the Snowflake Obsidian. And group number 3, we have card number 26 with Great Big Love. And that is with this Pink Flower Agate. All right, so those are the choices for today. Do pause the video if you need a little bit more time to sit with the cards, crystals, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hello, Pile 1. So those of you that resonated with the Jade and a merry motive, this is going to be your reading today. So we're finding out about a message that your inner child has for you at this time. And so the message with this card is talking about what the motive is behind why you are doing whatever it is that you're doing. Let's just say it's a choice to go down a certain path or to pursue a certain dream, goal, desire, and to take some time to make sure that whatever it is that you're working towards at this time, and to make sure that the reason behind why you're doing what you're doing is at least something that does bring you joy, something that brings you happiness, or that you even understand what your motive is behind why you're doing what you're doing. And I noticed that there's a little clothesline here that has a little bunch of little stars that are kind of pinned up here. So let's go a little further here. We are going to pull some more. And I'm sorry if you guys can hear the gardeners outside. I think they're almost done, but let's see. Actually, let's pull the tarot first, and then we'll add on some oracle cards. Okay, so what is the message from your inner child, group 1? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Fool. The Five of Swords. The Knight of Cups. The Chariot. Oops. We have the Eight of Swords, and then we also have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I can see why your inner child has this message for you today, because there is kind of a blend of positivity with negativity that's kind of in this message here. And so I want to see kind of where this is coming from, but we have the Five of Swords here and also the Eight of Swords. And I feel like with this, the Fool energy is about discovering. It's about taking a leap of faith, opening yourself up to unlimited potential, possibilities of creating, manifesting, being a part of new things, exciting things. It's very much about the energy of discovering. The Knight of Cups is here, which is more or less about you following your heart, your passions, your desires, creativity, your intuition. And then you have the Ace of Cups, which I'm seeing this again as another source of opportunity for creativity, things that you love, things that make your heart happy. And the Two of Cups is something that is in alignment with you, something that brings balance into your life. The Knight of Swords energy is very much about focus and just bravery, courage to go after something. And the Chariot is about having the willpower, the determination, to lead yourself towards success and towards victory. However, our Five of Swords energy here is talking about perhaps self-sabotaging thoughts. It can talk about a lot of negative belief systems, as is the Eight of Swords energy here. A lot of negative thinking. And I'm seeing that we have the Two of Pentacles at the bottom, which is about weighing your options. It could also be about going back and forth with doing something. So I feel like your inner child has this message for you, because wherever this is coming from, it's that your inner child wants you to do what you want to do, but for the right reasons. Or to at least make sure that the energy that you hold while you're doing what you're doing is one where you really have it holds meaning for you. It's something that's important to you. It's something that you truly desire, something that's going to make you feel excited and joyful. And if we're kind of doing something, we don't want to bring in the negativity with it, right? We don't want to be thinking that, oh, well, I'm doing this, but I don't really like it. Or I can't stand this, or, just kind of like little things like that, feeling like we're doing it because we have to do it. Like we feel like we're forced to, this is a time for you to really do things with your heart and with your soul And it's something to feel excited about, something that brings you all of this positive energy. So I do want to look at this a little bit and see, even with the feeling of the need to rush, that could be another thing here with the Knight of Swords, because the Knight of Swords can be a very fast-moving, impulsive energy. And so when we're doing something, as we're connected in with our inner child, we want to enjoy the process. We want to enjoy the journey. And I feel like that's kind of like what the message is here. So let's look at this Five of Swords. And I'm also noticing that there is, what is this called? An hourglass that's here. And it looks like the sand is kind of like running out. So for some of you, you might feel that you have to like hurry up and get it done. And it kind of feel like that kind of takes away from it, you know, where we have to hurry up and rush through with the creativity, or, you know, so we want to be mindful of what are the reasons that we're doing what we're doing. Okay. To make sure that it is coming from a place where it's making your heart feel full is going to be important there. Okay. So let's look at the Five of Swords. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Sun. And we have the Star. Okay. So the Sun is an energy of your life force, your vitality. It's something that makes you feel energized, something that makes you feel powerful, positive, and filled with light energy. And we also have the Star energy here, which is about happiness and something that brings you peace, something that makes you feel calm, something that and where you truly trust in yourself, you believe in yourself, you believe in creating your dreams, your visions. The Star is about wish fulfillment, okay? And so when we achieve wish fulfillment, this can be something that does truly make us feel really happy and very fulfilled. But we do have the Four of Wands energy here in reverse, and this is some type of something that's out of balance, something that lacks harmony. So I also feel like it's important that whatever it is that you do choose is something that is truly in alignment with you, not something maybe say that everybody else is doing, or that we're doing it because we're being influenced by other people's opinions of what they think that you should be doing, or anything like that. Or even, you know, if you by chance live with people, family members, friends, or in a relationship where, you know, there are certain people who don't support you in what it is that you do, that can be something that takes away from your desire to even do it. Or if you're around a lot of negativity, you know, other people around you that kind of drain your energy. Okay, that could be another thing to look at here as well. Now, the Five of Swords energy can also talk about winning at all costs. And that can be, or put us into an energy where we feel like we have to be, maybe even, this makes me think of like perfectionism, like things needing to be perfect before we showcase it or before we share it in some way. Okay. And again, this is where this message here is about you being proud of what it is that you do create, or whatever it is that you do pursue. If it is something that you desire, and not really focusing on what other people think, other people feel, other people say. If you are someone who worries about being criticized or judged by others, that is also something to explore as a maybe deeper wound within the inner child that you want to look at there as well, because that can, like I said, go into some self-sabotaging thoughts. So let's look at this Eight of Swords energy. We have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so the Ten of Wands is talking about being under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. It could also be about feeling burnt out, tired, drained, exhausted, needing to rest. So you also want to, your inner child is wanting you to make sure that when you are, you know, truly wanting to pursue something here, that you take time to look at what other things you may be able to let go of. Maybe there are certain responsibilities that you have that can be shared with others. Like, let's just say if it's family or friends, or, you know, maybe even learning to set some boundaries so that you can really focus on what it is that you would like to do. And it'll take some of the stress or even the pressure off. Let's see. Why is the Eight of Swords here? We have the Hangman. So I feel like this is also about you changing your perspective about, you know, what you're doing. You have the Two of Swords energy here, which can be a need for you to also connect in with your inner child, especially if you're feeling confused or trying to make some kind of a choice here. I'm also seeing the Five of Pentacles at the bottom, which can talk about feeling a lack of resources. So we might feel that we don't have what we need in order to pursue what we want or to achieve certain goals or dreams. And the Five of Pentacles is a limiting mindset, as is the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So when we're connected into the inner child is very close in connection to our higher self. And so when we can access that part of ourself, it allows us to really create or pursue or to dream or to have a wild imagination like the inner child, and to truly believe in ourselves. So I certainly feel like this is the message that's kind of coming through from your inner child to really help you to connect in that way, so that you can start to be more observant of where those negative thoughts might be coming from, or to be more self-aware so that you can kind of break away from that way of thinking. Okay. Like I said, the Five of Pentacles is about having that limited resources type of mindset, or scarcity consciousness, poverty consciousness. And the Five of Pentacles can make us feel like we can't get what we need, you know. But truly, the universe is abundant in many different ways. And there's many different ways of being able to achieve what it is that we aim to do. And so I feel like this is where your inner child is kind of guiding you to pursue what you feel is in alignment with you, and what you feel is your soul calling you in, maybe into a certain direction. So I want to start pulling some other oracle cards here. So what message does your inner child have for you at this time? We have awakening your true self. Okay. Awakening your true self, which is that Five of Pentacles is not it. Okay. That is more so going to be a limiting belief system that our ego holds, of maybe not being worthy of what it is that we desire, or feeling even insecure about what it is that we choose to create or to pursue, or to become, if there's something that we're wanting to, you know, take a class or to follow a certain career path. So this is you awakening to your true self is the messages your inner child has for you, without the limiting beliefs. Okay. We also have miracle healing, and some of you may need to focus on that, especially where there might have been, for those of you where you may have been shamed in front of others in public, or put down for, say, like certain things. Like, let's just say that you were someone as a child who was super creative, and that you got made fun of. Or, you know, people pointed out how you were doing that wrong, or you don't know what you're doing. Just like little things like that can really affect the way you feel about yourself. And so this may also be working on healing those, mindsets that are there as a result of past wounds. And then we have happily ever after. And I like this because it's very fairy tale like, but in a way, when we're, again, connected to the inner child has the brilliance and creativity and true belief in oneself that anything is possible. And that truly is a part of ourself that is very sacred, about us connecting back in with that version of ourself to really help us to achieve the goals that we have in mind. Okay. And then we've got moving forward fearlessly, which is also a very beautiful energy. And then I'm also seeing look inside yourself. Okay. So this is maybe kind of your inner child wanting you to connect in to even remember parts of yourself that you have rejected or forgotten about, certain things that you've loved to do when you were young, and start to pick up those maybe talents or skills or hobbies or things that you were good at, because those can certainly be things that do bring you joy. Okay, let's see what else. Message from your inner child. Manifestation and focus. Okay, and we're seeing that energy of focus there with the Knight of Swords. And then we have manifestation here. So I want to ask Spirit here. Actually, no. Let's look at... I actually feel like we should read the message with that card, number 20, to give us a little bit more. Okay. It says, knowing your own motives, understanding what drives you to meet your goals, the momentum your attention creates, the wisdom behind your intentions. It says you've chosen a path, you've set an intention, and you've begun to move toward a goal. You feel compelled to keep going, but do you know the why behind this drive? Do you truly want what you're pursuing, or are you chasing a destination with the anticipation of how it will make others feel about you or feel about yourself? You must choose to be in the flow of the experience, relishing the moment. Surrender your expectations to a higher power rather than being guided by your limited self. The most important aspect to consider now is where you place your focus, because that's where energy will flow, right? So if we're focusing on the negativity, it's going to take away from it, right? From what it is that your happiness, your joy, it takes it away. Listening to other people, or, even choosing things that are not really in alignment with you, but, it's because it's going to make the parents happy, or it's because, we feel that we can't get the resources that we need. So I guess we just have to choose this, instead of what it is that we really want. Or even, I feel like making sacrificing your own desires because of other people, And what makes me think about that is like those that might have like a family situation or a relationship situation where you could have this dream that you want to pursue, but then let's just say you have a romantic partner and it doesn't really align with what their vision is of the future. And so you might feel like, oh, well, if I want to stay in this relationship, then that means I have to sacrifice what my desires are. Or if my parents want me to pursue that career path, then I guess that means that, it'll make them happy if I just do this, but then, I'm not really happy. So I feel like that's also something for you to contemplate if that is a situation that you're in. It says, if you are resentful, the outer world will show you more opportunities to be resentful. If you are envious of others, competitive, we've got that 5 of Swords there, and overly ambitious, you will always feel as if you are not enough, 5 of Pentacles. If you focus on gratitude and compassion for others, you will see even more reasons to be grateful and loving. When you look for abundance, it has an uncanny way of multiplying in your life. So if you're unsure about your motives, the results will be just as unclear. Dig deep, which is what this is saying. Look inside yourself to understand your why. If your true desire is to experience X, then let go of your attachment to the form that X is supposed to come in. Make sure your motive is merry and joyful, clear and honest, and aim true. Trust that the universe will provide the outcome that is a perfect match for your intention. It always does, right? Because sometimes when we choose things that are not in alignment with us, they just don't come together, or if we do, have it, it's like it doesn't really give us the satisfaction, the happiness that we wanted, because it wasn't really in alignment with us in the first place. Okay, so that is your message, group 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. Those of you that resonated with the Snowflake Obsidian, this is going to be a reading. So we're looking at a message from your inner child today, and you've chosen card number 1 with Earth Magic. Now I'm feeling a lot of manifestation energy. This is the Magician, number 1, new beginning. So we're going to see what message your inner child has for you today. What message does group number 2's inner child have for them today? We have the King of Wands. Spirit's showing me a picture from another deck. I forgot what deck it is. It is the Sacred Traveler. I think it's a Sacred Traveler Oracle. And there's a card in that deck that says Breaking Ground. I think it says Breaking Ground or Breaking Trail. And it shows someone that has like a garden tool that's kind of like opening up a pathway here. And the King of Wands is about forging a new path. We have the Star. It's about taking the lead, being confident, the Star energy. Message from your inner child. The Knight of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups. So I really feel like this message here is about you pursuing a new beginning, following your heart's desire. We have the Two of Swords. Some of you might be feeling a little bit stuck, indecisive, confused, going over maybe multiple ideas in your head. We have the Eight of Cups energy here, which is about walking away from something that is no longer making you feel happy or fulfilled. And I feel like that's kind of like the first step here, is taking the initiative to, walk away from what is not serving you. And you have the Three of Cups here, which is about joy and happiness, support, supportive people around you. The Two of Wands is about being at a crossroads. We kind of have like this crossroads energy here. The Two of Wands is about choices and planning, making a plan. Let's see. And then we have the Moon. So the Moon can certainly bring in a lot of uncertainty, fear of the unknown, choosing a certain path or a direction and then kind of second guessing ourselves or having doubt come in because we don't know what that path is, where it's going to lead us, right? And so I feel like that card that Spirit was showing me with Breaking Trail is where you are courageous enough to be able to pave your own path. So let's clarify this Eight of Cups, which is saying that there's something that you're needing to leave behind, something that's not serving you right now. It could be a job that you're at. It may be a living situation. It could be the place that you live. It's going to be different for all of you. But I feel like when I say that to you, you may already kind of feel it within your heart space of what that means for you. Okay? And it might be scary with the moon energy being present, but the Knight of Cups is here, which is about you opening up to new opportunities, following your intuition, following your heart's desire, letting your heart be your guide, so to say, your intuition. And the star energy is about your destiny. So some of you are needing to kind of step up. Your inner child is wanting you to step into that King of Wands role to pursue what you believe your destiny is. Maybe it's a destined career path. Maybe it's a purpose that you feel that you are being guided towards. So let's clarify a little bit. Let's look at this Eight of Cups. Okay, Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. That is new beginning energy. So we have the Three of Swords showing up, which is about emotional turmoil. So maybe the decision to leave something behind could be a painful decision. It could be one that's bringing up a lot of, thoughts within you, that's making you feel maybe a little worried about doing it. We have the Nine of Cups here, which is about fulfillment, which I love this because the Eight of Cups leads into the Nine of Cups. We're leaving something behind that's not fulfilling in search of what is going to bring us satisfaction, happiness, and wish fulfillment. So you have both wish fulfillment cards here. Let's see. We have the Four of Cups, which is about missed opportunities. It could also be distractions. Something that you're holding on to right now is distracting you. Okay, it could be, again, something that's not really in alignment, something that your inner child is kind of pointing out to you, or maybe has tried to, but look at those eyes. They're closed. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also about change. Now, Wheel of Fortune is helping to assist us with aligning with our destiny. So there is something here. The Four of Cups can also be about rejection, meaning that we might have the feeling or the call, and we may be kind of distracting ourselves away from it, or telling ourselves certain things like, no, it's not time yet, or I'm too scared, I'm too afraid. But your inner child is really wanting you, to step into that King of Wands energy, step into your power here. There's a new beginning. And then we have the Death card here. So it's very clear that your inner child is giving you a message here about change. Change that's needed. The Wheel of Fortune is about change. The Death card is about change. The Three of Swords is an ending. Your Eight of Cups would be leaving something behind. And then you have the Ten of Cups here as well, which is about complete fulfillment. Feeling very emotionally fulfilled. So I kind of feel, in a way, it's like your inner child is kind of like leaving out the little breadcrumbs for you to kind of follow here. So let's see. Let's actually clarify that King of Wands. Judgment. Yep, look at that. The Ace of Swords. Okay, so the Judgment has to do with awakening to your, and I feel like in this case, your soul's truth. The Judgment is about answering the call of your soul. Okay, no more ignoring it. Okay, no more ignoring it. The Ace of Swords could be some type of idea, some type of epiphany, realization, hopefully some type of breakthrough here for you in terms of you awakening to what that purpose is, or that, path that is kind of opening up for you here. Let's look at this moon energy. We have the 10 of Wands. The Knight of Pentacles. Some of you might be procrastinating here. Queen of Cups. I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles energy, some of you might be going back to school here. The Knight of Pentacles is about doing things purposeful, intentional, in a very methodical way, really thinking things through, slow and steady, committing yourself to maybe like a long-term goal that you have. It is about dedication, as is the 8 of Pentacles here. Dedication, time, energy, effort, hard work, discipline, organization, following your intuition. I'm noticing that in this 10 of Wands, it kind of looks, because there's a spider web here. But when I'm looking at the other side of this spider web, it kind of looks like this one here, like it's missing this side, like it's almost like it's falling apart. So in a way, I feel like this is where you are kind of weaving a new web, creating something new with this. Okay, now let's look at the star. I also noticed that in this Earth Magic card, there's a bunch of stars that are inside the earth. As those feet are kind of on the ground, touching the soil. We have the Tower. The Queen of Swords. So I feel like this is a time for decisive action. Page of Pentacles. This is your inner child with the Page of Pentacles energy. It could be about learning something new. This is about planting the seed for something new. This could be working on a creative project that you've been wanting to do. Something that you've already been feeling intuitively. The Tower energy can also be where this could be, you know, pursuing whatever this is, could mean that there is big change, major life change. This could be completely changing directions, perhaps even in terms of your career, or, you know, doing something totally brand new. But with the Tower energy, this is about also, it's another awakening card. It's about major shifts. It's about releasing anything that is not in alignment. Okay, anything that's not in alignment. I am seeing the 9 of Swords here at the bottom, which can be about overthinking, overanalyzing, anxiety. And I'm noticing here in this card, there's a bunch of little plants that are inside the bottle. And so I feel like there's a little cork up there. This is where I feel like you're needing to let your ideas out. You're needing to create with this versus keeping the ideas and dreams and goals and such bottled up, that you're needing to kind of allow your inner child to create through you. Because I really feel like with that Page of Pentacles, your inner child is very eager to get started on whatever creative project you may have been thinking about. All right, so let's pull some oracle here. Group number 2, raising your standards. Raising your standards. Perhaps this is about you not settling here. We have detoxification. I'm going to cover this up a little bit. Detoxification. And I feel like in a way this is kind of like detoxing your life. It's like releasing anything, right? That's not meant for you. I feel like also asking yourself, you know, if whatever this is, everything that you're a part of, everything that you put your time and your energy into, do you feel that it's feeding your soul? And I feel like that is something that we all need to think about, you know, about things that we have, that we're a part of in our life, whether it's an activity that we do, or the job that we have, the relationships we're in, the friendships that we keep. Is it something that feeds our soul? Is it nourishing? Okay. This is also about you wanting better for yourself, but also believing that you're worthy of having the better. We have creative expression. Okay. And there, of course, there's many different ways that we can creatively express ourselves: song, dance, writing, poetry, music, art, different things. And so I feel like, again, your inner child is really wanting to create here. And then we have be honest with yourself. I want to see what, maybe it's about being honest with yourself about what you need to let go of, but let's see if we can get a little bit more. What does group 2 need to be honest with themselves about? The Lovers. This Lovers is a choice card. Making a choice of the heart. What does your heart really want? Okay, what does your heart really desire? The Lovers can also, you know, talk about our loved ones, partnerships, things of that nature. So some of you may be, you know, being honest with yourself about relationships in your life. Let's see, though. What else? Be honest with yourself about what, group 2? We have the 9 of Wands. The Fool, and also the Sun. Okay, so with the 9 of Wands energy, the 9 of Wands can make us feel very close to being burnt out. We might feel that what we're a part of or doing, putting our energy, expending our energy with or for, could be draining. It could be taking away from us rather than giving to us in some way. Now that, again, could be relationships. It could be, you know, anything that you have within your life. And you do have the Fool energy here. The Fool is about wanting, or, you know, embarking on a new journey, taking a leap of faith, exploring, discovering possibilities, potential. It's also about freedom. It's a very free-spirited energy. So maybe for some of you, if you are, you know, in a relationship right now that you do feel is holding you back, no longer in alignment, and you want to just kind of create this whole new path. The Sun energy is about joy and happiness. So I feel like your inner child is also wanting you to do what makes you happy, do what gives you life, what, you know, what brings, you know, sunshine into your life, something that brings a smile to your face. Okay, it's just truly experiencing that joy and happiness there. So let's see. We have miracles. We have trust, and we have balance. Maybe some of you are needing to find a little bit more balance in your life, but some of you, I feel like you're needing to really learn to trust your intuition, or where you're being guided. I am seeing ideas and inspiration at the bottom here. So look at how this little angel is like right behind her, kind of like whispering. And I feel like this is also a way in which, right, your spirit team communicates with you. to give you those ideas or to inspire you in some way through signs or symbols or synchronicity, to kind of give you little clues here, to help you, to put you, you know, in the right direction. But again, this is us being distracted maybe by other things in our life where we're not paying attention. We've got a blind spot, or we're not recognizing where there is something that's not serving us or could be holding us back. Okay. All right. So that is all that I have for you, group 2. I do hope this reading was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. So we are looking at a message from your inner child. And your first card out is card number 26, and it says Great Big Love. Which is really sweet. Great Big Love. So let's look at your tarot. Maybe your inner child was asking, asking for great big love. We'll see. Or sending you, sending you great big love. Okay, so what is the message from your inner child today, group 3? Beautiful. We have the Empress, which is great big love. Really big love with the Empress. It's a very mothering, very nurturing, divine feminine, divine love. We have the King of Cups. I mean, this is all love. Look at that already so far. King of Cups is also a very beautiful energy. It's about emotional maturity. It's unconditional love. What is the message from your inner child? The Seven of Wands. Some of you might be going through something right now that, yeah, I was just going to say, that is very challenging, maybe a little painful. And I feel like your inner child is acknowledging that there is pain that's there. And I feel like your inner child is really sending you lots of love. It feels like a great big hug. This is really sweet. Let's see. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. The Magician. I almost feel like this energy, Page of Pentacles, is about you kind of transmuting and channeling this energy into creativity. Of course, you know, this is a general reading, so not all of you, of course, are going to be going through the same thing. Some of you, this Three of Swords energy might be something that you're currently going through, you've just experienced, or can even be certain things that are kind of coming up for you at this time. I will say, because I am seeing the Empress here, some of you may be needing to work on healing a mother wound. Okay, healing a mother wound. Let's actually clarify a little bit. Three of Swords, you know, can also be a card about healing, self-love, a need for self-love. The Empress is about self-love, self-care. Why is this Three of Swords here? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Three of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. Some of you could be going through some financial challenges right now, or maybe in trying to find a job, maybe feeling a little discouraged, disappointed. And I feel like your inner child is trying to give you the encouragement, like reminding you, you're the Empress. You're the Empress. Like, remember who you are. Remember your power to create. You've got the King of Pentacles here as well, which is your inner child kind of reminding you of just how resourceful you are, just how abundant you are, just how powerful you are. Let's see. It's almost like, because the Seven of Wands is about perseverance. It's when we're facing challenge, when we're facing adversity. It's about not backing down, not giving up. Not giving up. So maybe some of you maybe tried to like apply for a job, or trying to like start a business, and it's just like not getting off the ground, or you know, didn't get the call back, or didn't get the position, or didn't get the loan, or didn't, you know, something like that, where it's just not aligning. I feel like this is your inner child kind of giving you that encouragement to keep going. Don't quit. Don't give up. Why is the Seven of Wands here? King of Wands. Yeah, it means you have some powerful energy here. The King of Pentacles is here. The King of Wands is here. The King of Cups is here. We've got the Queen of Wands. Our little page over here. Okay, so we've got the King of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is about satisfaction, happiness, fulfillment, desires, being able to fulfill those desires. And the King of Wands is very much about taking the lead. It's about being confident, courageous, brave, confident in yourself, forging a new path. Some of you, this could be, you know, stepping out into a path of as a business owner, or, you know, some type of entrepreneurship, some type of taking your career to the next level. Let's see what this Empress is here. And I'm seeing the Page of Cups at the bottom, which I feel like this is very much about your dreams, your visions that you wish to create here. The Page of Cups is a very daydreamy, fantasy-like energy. And it's also super creative, very intuitive. Why is the Empress here? Six of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. I feel like your inner child is saying that there's some kind of decision or choice that you might be kind of going back and forth over. And I feel like your inner child is saying that with the Six of Wands being present, that you are going to be successful. But there's a need for you to really trust in where you're being guided. You know, sometimes we might have and feeling like, what if I make the wrong choice? You know, and you kind of second guess yourself here. But I feel like your inner child is kind of giving you that confirmation that whatever this is that you choose, when you're doing it with love, you're doing it with passion, you're doing it with purpose, to know that you are going to be successful. If you truly do feel like whatever this is in alignment for you, that you are going to receive what you need. Okay? You do have the Magician energy here too, which is about you co-creating your reality. it's followed by the Page of Pentacles here, which is about planting the seed for something new, beginning a new creative project, investing your time, your effort, your money, your energy into something new here. And I feel like that's where there's going to be a need for you to focus, a need for you to direct your attention, your energy towards what it is that you are creating here. This also requires us to release fear and to really understand how powerful of a manifester you truly are. Okay, let's see. There's some very empowered energy here. We've got the Six of Cups. The Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's a need for releasing fears here. There might be some subconscious blocks that you might have that are rooted in some type of insecurity from childhood. So that certainly would be something that does need to be addressed. We have the Page of Swords here at the bottom. This can be a need for you to work towards observing your thoughts. Okay. Sometimes there could be certain fears or insecurities that we might have that just kind of linger in the background. And there's going to be a need for you to kind of observe the thoughts that you have, being self-aware of them so you can start to change them. Okay. And that might include some healing. That might be, taking some time to reflect and ask yourself, like, why do I think this way? Why do I think negative like this? Or why do I have this kind of fear? And you might feel that it kind of ties back into something that is rooted in childhood that needs to come to the surface so you can get to the source of it, so you can be aware of it, and allow yourself to process whatever that is, so you can kind of clear, in a sense, that from your energy field and truly step into this powerful energy here. Okay, I do want to read your big love card here and see what else we can add into this reading. Okay, so great big love. It says love without conditions, romantic love, and how that experience changes you, deep and profound harmonious connections and soulmates. It says love heals all wounds, begins all life. It sustains you when you are starving for grace, when you stumble and fall, and when you lose sight of your purpose and fall prey to the limited perspective of the ego. Now is the time to fall in love and call in the awareness of the great big love that made you, which is ever pulsing through your veins. There's a heightened sense of awareness in the beginning stages of a relationship when nothing else matters but who is in front of you. You see them, you see yourself in them, and you move in sync with the cadence of your hearts. You surrender to the magic you share and engage in a harmonious dance that is seamless in its movements, rising and falling with each moment, each breath. Although this card may portend such an intimate connection, you don't have to wait for a partner to experience it. You're being invited now to explore love in all its beauty. Can you love without conditions, without needing things to be perfect? Do you love your life, what you do, and how you contribute to the world? Today, invite love with a capital L into your inquiry. You will be amazed, and your very question may be changed. As a result, love is the strength you need today, the lens you must look through to find the truth and your way. Love is the way, and the only answer. Okay, and I feel like with the energy that we do have here and the way that this picture looks, this is the loving support of divine, okay, divine love, and that interconnectedness within you, connecting into your inner child, your higher self, your spirit team, your ancestors, all of your angelic support, okay, loved ones in spirit, that are all surrounding you with love. Okay, and that might even be something too that helps you to feel just very supported, especially for those of you where you feel like you don't have, friends, or you don't have, people that are supportive of you, where you can just, close your eyes, put your hands across your heart, and take some time to think about, and it's giving me chills as I'm saying that, but think about your loved ones in spirit. Think about your inner child. Think about your higher self. and them just completely surrounding you and sending you all of this beautiful energy that's making you feel just so loved, you know, in that moment, and helping you to feel more confident in what it is that you choose to do here. So let's pull some oracle. We've got, do I have to cover her? We've got positive expectations. Positive expectations. Yeah, and perhaps this is shifting into a little bit more of a positive mindset with this. We have awakening your true self, okay? And your true self is the one that is not limited by the ego, right? The ego's limiting beliefs, which could be, you know, I am not going to be successful, or I don't feel worthy, or I don't feel like what I do is good enough. You know, different things like that. Let's see. We've got kick up your heels, kick up your heels, and then we have environmental awareness. And I feel with the environmental awareness, there could be nature spirits, animal spirits, that communicate with you. Okay, so this could also be something to pay attention to in the way in which the universe communicates with you. Okay, even just kind of getting connected in with the elements as well. Nature, trees, clouds, the sun, the moon, the stars, things of that nature. But kick up your heels. I feel like this is just a beautiful energy here of, you know, bringing, I feel like, more magic into your life and what it is that you do. Some of you are needing a vacation. Okay, vacation's at the bottom. Maybe a little bit of rest, recharge. Let's see what else. We've got to cover that one. We got romance here. And miracles. I want to see what this is about romance. Maybe some of you are trying to manifest a romantic partner here, and your inner child is trying to give you some clues here about a person coming in. What is this romance energy? Queen, yep, look at that. Queen of Pentacles, security, stability, nurturing. And then we also have the Devil. And the Three of Cups. Okay, I don't think this message is for all of you, but some of you, I feel like your inner child is giving you a message about a person that you could be dealing with. I feel like that your inner child might not like, okay? Your inner child might not like this person. Your inner child might not get good vibes from this person. The Devil energy can be something that is toxic. A person who lies, a person who manipulates, a person who is possessive, controlling. The Devil energy can talk about codependency, attachment, unhealthy obsession, maybe even an unhealthy or toxic partnership that you could be a part of. Some of you, yeah, I'm just getting that maybe your inner child is wanting to see you happy in love, and perhaps there's a partner. And again, I don't think this is all of you, but Those of you might know when I say that, and you feel it in your heart space, that maybe your inner child doesn't really like that person. You know, it could, and that would more or less be coming from maybe some triggering within your inner child of maybe certain characteristics or traits that this person might have that doesn't make your inner child feel safe around that person. And almost like your inner child is like, they need to go. They need to go, or you need to go away from them. I'm also getting a message for those of you that have been working on, really manifesting a partner here, that your inner child is not wanting you to feel like this isn't ever going to happen for you, and to try not to obsess over, when it's going to come in or how it's going to come in. But it's just truly believing that, when you embody that energy of love, and really work on your own healing, that this is you putting your own energy into alignment with aligning with the partner that's right for you. And that includes releasing any connections with people that are not really loving you the way that you really deserve to be loved. Okay? Or even releasing attachments to past partners. Okay? All right. So that is all that I have for you, Group 3. I do hope this is helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading.